It's been high drama on the corner of 3rd and King the last 3 games. Emotions have run high and late inning heroics have ruled the day. But what else would you expect when the Giants and Dodgers meet? And today, a new player gets welcomed to this ancient rivalry. Johnny Cueto takes them out in Game 4 of the series and looks to beat LA. Giants Dodgers, and it's coming up next.
Another day game here at AT&T Park. Sunday afternoon baseball. This is Game 4 of this 4-game series, Giants and Dodgers. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants win today and they take the series. They take 3 out of 4. And, you know, as big series go in the month of April, that would be a good thing. But I think more than anything, today is a day where Giants fans in their park get to watch Johnny Cueto.
Well, we're pretty excited about that because in Giants history, there have been some pitchers that have had a little flair to their style of pitching. Most noticeably, the great Juan Marichal, who had a flair with how he delivered the ball. And Johnny Cueto is sort of cut from the same mold. He is not orthodox in any way, shape, or form, and he's very entertaining. Now, lifetime against these Dodgers, he's 2-5, but with an ERA in the mid-2s. So he's coming off a great start in Milwaukee. And we're just excited that the people in San Francisco are finally going to see his act in a home uniform.
Scott Kazmir, a lefty, a good one too, is on the hill for the Dodgers. All right, when we come back, we will have the lineups and the very first pitch of this game right after this.
Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Double Jack Burger today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Much drier here today at AT&T Park as we get ready for Giants Dodgers. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, 58 degrees. here at the corner of 3rd and King. Winds at 10 miles per hour. Humidity is high, and it is cloudy. Johnny Cueto leading his team out of the dugout, as he'll be making his first start at home. Lineup that he'll be facing looks like this. It'll be Utley, who's got good numbers lifetime, against Cueto, followed by Seager, Turner, and then Adrian Gonzalez. Yasiel Puig is going to hit 5th. Then it's Peterson, Thompson, and Barnes. And pitching and batting 9th is Scott Kazmir.
On the hill today for the Giants, making his debut here in San Francisco in a Giants uniform, will be Johnny Cueto. And this is what he did in his opening start against the Brewers. He was fantastic. 7 strong innings, 1 run allowed, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. And how does he do it? Well, it's a mixture of different things. He'll vary the speed and the movement on the pitches, but he'll also vary the speed and the movement on his delivery. A very unique style of pitching. Lifetime against these Dodgers, in 8 starts, he's 2-5, but an ERA of 2.79. Cueto, 5'11", 220-pounder. He's 30 years old, and this is his 9th year at the big league level. Came up with the Reds, former 20-game winner. Let's take a look at the defense the Giants will employ today behind Cueto. Starting in the outfield from left to right will be Pagan, Span, and Pence. Crawford and Duffy on the left side of the infield. Panic and Belt on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. Cueto, you'll see a fastball that goes 90-95. Most of the 95s you're going to see in 2-strike situations. 2 types of breaking ball, 2 types of changeup. Lots and lots of different mixtures of speeds.
So here's Utley to stand in. And the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it's a called strike. So we get started at 107. Utley gets hit. So the quick pitch hit him.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game, and number 1, it was the Cueto-Utley matchup. Utley, who's got big-time ownage against Cueto, hitting .417 with a couple of home runs. And number 2, take what Kazmir gives you. He's a pitcher that will mix speeds. You cannot try and force the issue. If he pitches you soft away, go that way. And those are our Nissan keys to the game.
So Seager, who loves that first pitch, fouls it straight back, hitting at .320. He's got 3 runs batted in on the season. Did not start in the game yesterday, but he eventually got into the game and helped the Dodgers win that game in extra innings. A little flare to left, and that's going to fall. So Utley gets hit. Seager with a flare, and Turner's going to hit with runners at 1st and 2nd. So that's 10 straight now that Seager's hit in. And that goes back to last year. Here's Turner. Turner went 2 for 5 on Friday. Came back yesterday and went 1 for 4. So Cueto facing Turner, runners at 1st and 2nd. And a foul out of play at 89. And it's no balls and 1 strike.
Dodgers very aggressive early in the count in this whole series. You think they have a strike thrower out there, they're going to try and get on that first challenge strike, which they think is going to be the biggest part of the strike zone to have at it.
Down low, dug out by Posey. 1 ball and 1 strike. New baseball for Cueto. Terrific start in Milwaukee, as Mike mentioned. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 4 in 7 innings. Looks to second. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2. Sure, the Dodgers are quite aware of the pickoff moves, not just move, the pickoff moves that Johnny Cueto has.
One of the quickest to really any base. If you're getting a little bit too far off, he's fearless to throw to any base and try and pick you off. And I think he's got the best pickoff move for a right-hander in the National League, especially at first base.
And a base hit to right field. Pence has got it. They're going to wave in Utley. And here's the throw home. It's offline. And they get Turner at first. A run scores. Cueto took a tumble while backing up. It seems to be okay.
Take a look at our Toyota Exmo with a play from Posey, seeing the panic was right on the base, and they had a chance to get Justin Turner.
And now they're going to take some inventory on Cueto.
Watch the slip here. Looks to be all right. Of course, now he's kicking that right leg a bit. He may have hyperextended his knee or his ankle. That's our Exmo. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Meantime, I think the Dodgers are taking a look at that play at first base. They might want to take another look at that.
And they are going to look at it, and they'll do that while the Giants keep checking on Johnny Cueto. This replay review is presented by Xfinity.
It definitely upset the apple cart. I'm not sure how comfortable Cueto is. Looks like Turner sort of wrapped his left hand around the foot of Panic, and I'm not sure if he got a hold of that bag before he was tagged. At least from that angle, it's hard to tell. But really, the concern right now from the Giants' perspective is the guy out on the mound. I'm not sure how comfortable Cueto is. I mean, he seems to be throwing relaxed in his warm-up throws. All right, we got a thumb up, so we'll pay close attention to how this story develops. Another look. And really it's the question of whether or not Panic touched the right hand.
Yeah, that's the deal.
And I think maybe he did.
And even if he didn't, it doesn't look like there's a clear angle as to what to tell whether he did or didn't.
Well, two looks at the play at first base, and I don't think either one of them was conclusive. I don't know if there's enough there to overturn this call.
Yeah, we're assuming that New York doesn't have any better views than what we just gave you. So Turner's going to be safe. And that'll put runners at first and third with nobody out. And the hitter will be Gonzalez. Gonzalez hitting at .417. He's 3 for 13 in his career against Johnny Cueto. Had 3 hits on Friday, 1 for 5, or check that on Thursday, 1 for 5 on Friday, and a couple of hits yesterday. So he's had a good series. Seems like he always does. Out of play down the left field line. It's no balls and 1 strike.
And it always seems like he comes up with guys on base in scoring position. And boy, over over his career. I mean, he has really established himself as one of the best RBI guys in all of baseball.
And a strike. He gets the call from Alan Porter.
Alan Porter's a low ball umpire, and you will see some inconsistencies on his corners. Sometimes you get a pitch, sometimes you don't, but he does like the low strike.
Hit high to right. This will knock in Seager. Turner bluffs, and coming in to score is Seager, so it's 2-0. Actually, this is good news for the Giants, because whoever has led in all 3 games in this series is lost.
Yeah, I'm taking that as a good sign.
So here's Puig with 1 out. RBI number 6 on the year for Gonzalez. Puig is 0 for 4 lifetime against Cueto with 3 strikeouts. But he's red hot right now. He's 10 for 22 on the season. And right now looking for a double play ball. And both pitches run in tight. 2 balls and no strikes.
You see movement, just not missing by a whole bunch on that inside corner. Cueto a little upset. He thought he's made a couple pitches that are strike candidates on that inside part of the plate. Didn't get either one of them.
Two and one.
So he tucks a little slider in there on the 2-0 count. Looked like Puig was just taken all the way.
Three and one on the high fastball. Cueto now rubs up the baseball. Jock Peterson is on deck.
I'm still not convinced he's comfortable.
Maybe
Dave Righetti's feeling the same way.
And the walk. So here's Peterson. Peterson at 286. His home run this year came off of Sergio Romo on Thursday. Outfield straightaway for Peterson. And a rocket to right, and Pence will play it on a bounce. Stopping at third will be Turner. And now the bases are loaded.
Now Dave Righetti's going to come out and talk about the concern we have for the welfare of Cueto. This meeting on the mound is brought to you by Ring Central Business Communications made simple. In case you're wondering why they don't take an interpreter out to the mound when Dave Righetti goes out there or Bruce Bochy goes out there, you don't need to. I mean, he speaks enough English and understands enough English to where you can definitely communicate. He feels more comfortable, he being Johnny Cueto, feels more comfortable in a pre or post game interview to have an interpreter there. And apparently he passed all the tests for Dave Righetti.
It'll be Trace Thompson who's going to hit with the bases loaded.
Left fielder, number 21, Trace Thompson.
Thompson started yesterday and went 1 for 5. He has faced Cueto before. He's 1 for 3 lifetime. strike, and it's 0-1.
Took a little off, laid on that outside corner. One thing you never really worry about with Cueto is throwing strikes.
Turner, Puig, and Peterson are your base runners. On the ground, and a base hit past Belt. Turner's going to score, and the throw is going to be cut off. It's 4-0. Little ground ball that got right past Belt.
I think off the crack of the bat, I mean, Johnny Cueto's thinking, well, that's got to be right to my first baseman. The Giants had moved Belt well off the line, and Thompson found the hole. See how far off the line he is. If he plays a more conventional set defensively, that may have had a better ending for the Giants. As it is, 4 spot on the board for the Dodgers.
And not done yet is here's Austin Barnes with runners at the corners. And a bunt to Belt. And Belt's only play will be at first, but nobody's there. And it'll be a base hit.
Well, the wheels are coming off. And Mark Gardner is heading down to the bullpen, and that means that Chris Heston's going to come out and start throwing. Just past Cueto again. He's slipping as he's coming off the mound. I mean, this just gives you an idea of the condition of the field. And a perfect bunt from Austin Barnes. Sets up another bunt situation here for Kazmir.
And he bunts it. Posey's going to go to third. Nobody's there. To first. And they got him.
And that was not an easy play either. Mr. Posey's thinking, all right, I have a chance to get to third, but Duffy cannot get back to the base in time. He has problem with his plant foot. And a nice play from Duffy and a quick exchange, because Kazmir runs down that line pretty well. The fact that they were able to get an out, I think they should be pretty happy with.
So here's Utley, who opened up the game when he was hit by a pitch. Cueto still dealing with probably clumps of mud underneath his spikes. Utley to right. Pence will get there, and this will end the inning. Giants have some work to do. A 5 spot for the Dodgers. Giants are coming up. Giants will send out against Scott Kazmir. It'll be Span, Panic, and Posey. Hunter Pence will be the cleanup hitter. Then Brandon Belt's got a couple of home runs lifetime against Kazmir. Then it's Duffy Crawford. Cueto will hit 8th and Pagan 9th.
On the hill today for the Dodgers will be Scott Kazmir, 6 feet tall, 193-pounder. He's 32 years of age in his 10th year at the big league level. And this is how he opened up the season against the Padres. He dealt 6 solid innings and allowed just 1 hit and didn't walk anybody. 5 strikeout performance. How does he do it? Well, he's got a fastball that'll go 90-ish. He'll cut, he'll sink. He's throw a cutter a lot. He's got a curveball, slider, changeup, and really tremendous command. He's got a 3/4 release, pretty much a classic lefties type of a delivery. Lifetime against the Giants, 1-1 with a 1.42 ERA. That's in 2 starts against the Giants. Take a look at the defense for the Dodgers. Starting in the outfield, it'll be Thompson, Peterson, and Puig, the best arm in right field. Seager and Turner on the left side. Utley, Gonzalez on the right side, and Austin Barnes will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Denard Span. Span takes a strike. He's 4 for 23 on the year. Hitting at 174. And he fouls it back, and Kazmir with a quick 0-2. There's Panic to follow. Chip away time for the Giants.
Oh, you're right. I mean, the bad news is you allowed 5 in the first inning. The good news is, well, you got 27 outs to try and catch up and go beyond.
Span is 1 for 14 in the series.
Come on, Dad. Bring your glove. There you go.
And another 0-2 to Span, and he fouls it back. One and 2.
And this is really the type of game that will test your ability to grind as a lineup. Down 5 runs, but that's the way you get after it. Just take your at-bats, see your pitches, use the field, keep the line moving.
Ball back again.
From Kazmir's perspective, I mean, he's got some mulligans out there. So with his type of command, I mean, he shouldn't be walking anybody with a 5-run lead early. Oh, yeah. Talk about it. Now, I'll tell you one thing. They're rocking the hats. You can tell they're related.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Hit up the middle. Ticked off the mound just a bit. Here's our cold hard facts, and it's brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Giants teams to homer in 6 straight games to start out the season. See, the 2000 team did it at a total of 10 home runs. 1948 in New York, they had 9, and this year with 11. Here's Panic. Panic hitting at 286, and he takes low and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Panic had 3 hits on Thursday. Did get into the game as a pinch hitter yesterday. There's a strike. Comes back with another strike at 86. It's 1 and 2.
Kazmir really is a lot like Johnny Cueto because with all the pitches that he can throw, he can add and subtract. He's got a real nice touch of the baseball.
And Panic retired. Here's Buster Posey. Buster hitting at .389. He's 7 for 18 on the season. And he takes down low. He had 3 hits on Thursday. That's the game where the Giants had 17. Did not start the game on Friday. As he shoots this one into right field, and he's got a base hit, allowing Hunter Pence to come to the plate.
Anytime you have an inning that goes against you in a big way, like the 5 spot the Dodgers put on the Giants in the top of the first, even if you can score 1 run to answer, it's just a little way to gather some momentum back into your dugout. It's an opportunity here for Pence and the Giants to get that momentum.
Outside corner at the knees, and it's 0-1.
Perfect location. Dodgers really back up the outfield too. That's playing a deep set. That's as deep as you'll see the Dodger lineup in the outfield play.
So Seager really takes the hole away from Hunter Pence on the infield. Not an overshift, but Utley is playing Pence to pull. 1-2.
Here you see the exaggeration that pinched the 5.5 hole. Big balloon changeup, and with Kazmir, I mean, every pitch that he'll throw 3-2. He does not lack confidence when it comes to throwing any of his pitches to the strike zone or to a location.
Out of play. Remember when the league fined Brian Wilson for having too much white on his shoes?
Yeah. We had too much orange. I think that's testing the rule. You got to have a certain amount of blue in there.
It was orange that was the issue.
Yeah, but if I'm Kazmir and I can throw some white on the shoe, I mean, I always thought that was a great advantage that the A's had in that they wore white shoes. Color of the baseball. Just something that might take your eye away from a release point as a hitter watches a pitcher.
I forget what exactly they told Wilson. 60% of his shoe had to be black or something like that.
Yeah.
Posey will take off. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Pence will take the walk. Our McDonald's True Stories, August 11th, 2015. Belt recorded his 3rd career with 2 home runs. Both home runs were solo shots. One off of Scott Kazmir, one in the 4th, and again in the 6th. Giants beat the Astros 3-1. Five for 21 on this season. And he takes wide, 1-0.
Brian O'Nora, the third base umpire, saying yes, he went. Let's take a look. Did he go? It's a bad call. That's a bad call. Well, there goes your perfect game, Brian.
Belt flips one the other way, and it's going to fall. And here comes Buster Posey, and the Giants are on the board.
And that's what we're talking about just putting an answer on the board to the 5 runs the Dodgers put in on the top of the inning. And now they have a chance to really make a statement.
So here's Duffy. Duffy is 5 for 26 on the season. One ball and no strikes. Two for 13 in the series for Duffy. And both those hits came on Thursday in the opener. And a strike to even the count. Crawford's on deck. On a play, 1-2. It's okay, just get along. That's all we ask.
Just get along. Can't we all just get along?
On a play again, Duffy with a foul.
Trying to sneak attack with 91 miles per hour. Cross the letters up. Kazmir, he'll do that. He'll try and put you to sleep with off-speed stuff early in the count and then zip you later in the at-bat.
On the ground, foul. Uh-oh.
Yep. It's our ball, babe. Jill Victorino. She's running so fast that helmet just blew right off.
She was flying.
That's Erica Victorino, her daughter.
1-2 to Matt Duffy with Pence and Belt aboard. And a base hit to right field, and here comes Pence. Pence ran through a stop sign, and he made it! Pence with a miracle slide. It's 5-2. Too much energy in that boy.
And I'm not sure how he avoided the tag from Austin Barnes. I mean, the throw was right there. You talk about how good an arm Puig has. With 2 outs, you know he's going to get a good jump. Roberto Kelly put the stop flag on, and I think everybody else would too. But Pence keeps going. Then all of a sudden, he high jumps Barnes and completely avoids the tag. And the Giants inch a little closer, 5-2. And that's going to bring Rick Honeycutt out there to try and calm down Kazmir.
So here's Crawford.
One more look as Barnes went out to field the throw from Puig.
That's a great slide.
And that's a big man. That's a guy 6'4", 235, being able to be that agile and elusive at a high speed. That is impressive.
So here's Crawford. And Crawford taps it foul. No balls and 1 strike.
One more look at Hunter Pence. That's
a good call, too.
It's great body control for a guy that size, that kind of speed. And Alan Porter, played umpire, he nails it.
Touch football. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2.
2 outs. You know he's going to get a good jump. And he hits it, and he goes right through the stop sign. That's a great play if you score, but if you don't, running through a stop sign, that's a bone crusher.
And Crawford out swinging, and that'll end the inning. Giants scored twice. We will head to the second. It's a 5-2 ball game. Is once again Hunter Pence scores.
It's got to be a good game.
Back to the broadcast. Well, Brandon Belt is admittedly not a morning guy, but this morning a good one for the Belt family as he is now a Giant through 2021. He signed an extension yesterday with the Giants. Told me today that he's just really excited, gentlemen, to be able to win games day in and day out with the same core of guys. There's certainly a comfort factor there. The Giants saying about Brandon Belt, they really wanted to lock him up. He is a Gold Glove caliber first baseman and a heart of the order kind of player. Just what they're looking for, gentlemen.
Absolutely. Plus, he's part of that homegrown group. This is Seager, who falls behind. No balls and 2 strikes. He singled in the first inning.
Good pitch. And see now in Porter, the plate umpire frustrated pitchers before, and Johnny Cueto is getting frustrated.
Got him. First strikeout.
Well, this week only, T-Mobile customers can get a free season-long subscription to MLB TV Premium. Go to T-Mobile.com/MLB to sign up right now and catch every moment on America's fastest-growing LTE network.
Here's Turner. Turner with an RBI single in the first.
It's an opportunity for a shutdown inning for Cueto.
See, once he gets into a rhythm, how things can change for him. Popped up. Span comes racing in. He may not get there. Now he does. Didn't quite watch Denard Span enough to read his body language, but he got there in plenty of time. So here's Gonzalez.
You know, it's amazing how you get a new player and learning his game. You first learn his game at the plate, but then you learn his game defensively as well. And it takes a while to learn an outfielder, more so than an infielder. Don't get as many chances.
Gonzalez takes a strike. He had a sacrifice fly in the first inning. 1-2.
The other thing too about Cueto is he's a get it and go guy. He does not Jimmy Jack around on the mound. I mean, he gets it and he has an idea and he wants to work quick.
You can see Gonzalez just trying to slow it down. And now he asks for time. Gonzalez better be ready because he's going to come. 1-2. Hit slowly. This is going to be a tough play. Maybe Crawford can make it, and he can't out. Only because of the depth of panic, forcing Brandon Crawford to try to make the play.
And Adrian Gonzalez is not a fast runner, but even so, I mean, a swing and bunt, once it gets past Cueto, it's going to be up to Brandon Crawford, who's coming in. And I think Crawford's probably upset that he didn't make the miracle play. It would have been spectacular if he tried to flip that glove. So the Dodgers getting Cueto back in the stretch again.
And here's Puig. Puig drew a walk in the first. And it's no balls and 1 strike. 92.
Gun at the park 92, or CSN gun 91, but you know it's also quick because of the way he gets rid of it. It gets on you quick, feels faster.
One ball and 1 strike to Yasiel Puig. 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Four-seam fastball that just goes right under the chin as Puig limbos away from it.
And that'll end the inning.
Rough at that.
Cueto's going to lead things off.
Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by AAA. Get a free Giants all-season blanket. Restrictions apply. Go to AAA.com/Giants or to a AAA branch for details.
5-2 Dodgers. Is Johnny Cueto's going to lead things off here in the bottom of the second. Pagan will hit second, and then Denard Span. Cueto takes a strike. He's not an automatic out by any stretch of the imagination.
No, he's not. Good athlete.
So is Bunn, and it's 2-1. He's got a bunch of pitches out of Kazmir in that first inning. He's got 34 total now. Out of play. It's 2-2.
Yeah, the other thing we saw with Cueto in Milwaukee is he can run. He's got good speed down the line.
Did he call him out?
He did.
So Cueto's gone.
Let's take a look at. They sit in the outside corner. This thing comes across the plate.
Come on.
And that's strike 3, says Alan Porter. I don't think it was that far away. It's far away from the catcher, but not far away from the strike zone in Porter's mind.
So here's Pagan. And Pagan looks at a strike. Pagan 6 for 21 on the season. With Denard Span on deck. Giants scored their 2 runs with 2 outs and nobody on in the first inning. Scott Kazmir and the 2-1 pitch. 2-2.
Nice location.
Pagan hits a high foul down the right field line and into the seats.
Kazmir originally got to the big leagues in 2004 with the Tampa Bay Rays. And in 2009 went over to the Angels. In 2013 wore a Cleveland Indian uniform. In the last couple years with Oakland, and from Oakland to Houston last year. So he's been around the block.
Hit on the ground to third. Turner's throw is in the dirt, and they got it.
Standing play from Adrian Gonzalez.
Marlins will be in town at AT&T Park on the weekend of April 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. The Sunday game, the first 7,500 kids 14 and under are going to receive a Joe Panic backpack courtesy of See's Candy. sfgiants.com/tickets. Here's Span. The odd thing about Kazmir's career is after the 2011 season, he was in one of those independent leagues for a full year. He was in Sugar Land, Indiana. And then the following year with the Indians is when he turned his career back on. You never know when you might find it. Could be in Sugar Land, Indiana.
Well, yeah, I mean, and not a lot of guys can re-find it once they've lost it.
Figure that he's in the independent league And in the offseason this year, he signs a contract 3 years for almost $50 million. Probably a wise move to go to that Sugar Land team.
Yeah. A lot of guys may have hung it up. He did not. He persevered, corrected his problems. He can pitch.
And that'll end the inning. Span's not buying it at all. 4 strikeouts for Casimir. We'll be back.
Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business.
Through 2 innings, it's 5-2 Dodgers. As Peterson's going to lead things off.
Yep, she loves her brother.
Peterson with a swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
First pitch change up and a good one. The whole family's here.
Peterson with a base hit in the first inning. He came around to score. One and 2.
Kind of put him to sleep with a couple off-speed pitches and then zip 92. And he's got more than 92. I mean, we've seen him at 94, 95.
Overshift is on now for Peterson.
Look out.
2 and 2.
The motion, one of the motions. This is the one he'll turn around and show you the numbers on his back. Come back. When you analyze however he gets out of it, he always gets that foot down and the hands in a nice high position. And that was the quick pitch. And when you're messing with your hip rotation and your stride, I mean, you can really mess with your release point, and it has not ever affected him.
Got him.
Talk about the style and the flair that he has. I mean, you go back into the 60s when Juan Marichal had a very, very unique style, very flamboyant, high leg kick, and really the motion got into your head as a hitter as much as his stuff did. He really understood the importance of a lot of movement, but he always had the ability to command.
Right over the top. Sometimes. Trace Thompson with a base hit to knock in a pair. Hit a ground ball right past Belt. Here it's going to be Panic making the basket catch. Nice play.
Now that's the guy you hope is going to have a chance to get to the ball because he's got the best angle at it. A long run from Pinson right field because of where he was playing initially, and you're going straight back over your shoulder if you're Belt, the first baseman. So you're waiting if you're Belt, you hear Joe Panic call off and peel off. Nice play.
So here's Barnes. Barnes with a bunt, single, and an RBI in the first. No balls in, 1 strike. Comes back with a high fastball.
The other thing too, if you vary your motion, I mean, you've got to be able to throw all your pitches out of it.
1-2.
Pull the string on a curveball there with the big upper body rotation.
He is fun to watch, I got to tell you.
He is. He's just so creative, and I like this view here. You really get a chance to see how he works it. Just a wee bit outside.
Well, just because you hit the target doesn't mean it's going to be a strike. And that's what the folks here at the ballpark see. And this is pop just below us. All right, way to go.
Nice play.
Got him on a pitch in the dirt, and that'll end the inning. For the Giants, it'll be Panic, Posey, and Pence, the Killer Bees, coming up.
Second is Golf Night presented by Swingin' Skirts at LPGA Classic. Your special event package will include a game ticket to see the Giants take on the Marlins and a bobblehead of World Golf Hall of Famer and Bay Area native Julie Inkster. Reminder, you want to get the bobblehead, you need to get a ticket. Go to sfgiants.com/special events. I want to get that, I want to get that, I want to get that.
We'll get you one. And we'll get you one that's signed.
Well,
Yeah,
dub, 6 men in a tub.
That's not fun. Here's Panic. Panic takes a breaking ball outside and low. 1 ball and no strikes. Buster Posey to follow. This is hit on the ground to Utley. So Panic is gone. Here's Buster.
Well, it was Buster that got things started for the Giants in the bottom of the first inning when they were down 5 runs with a 2-out knock.
Yeah, Buster's base hit went right past Utley into right field. Here he takes a strike. He hits one high. He hits it deep. It is out of here. Home run number 2 for Buster Posey, and it's 5-3.
And they get a little closer. And 0-1 hanging changeup up around the letters and got out of here in a hurry. Take a look at the high arcing fly ball from our splash cam. Majestic.
Mr. Pence trying to match it, and a swing and a miss.
It was great to see the reaction from Scott Kazmir. He knew it immediately.
He probably knew it when it left his hand. 0-2.
Well, they had an 0-1 count on Posey. He says, I'm going to throw a change up here. I want it to die out of the strike zone. Leaves it up. Boom.
Well, he said the heck with that changeup. And a line drive in the left field, a base hit.
He went down and dug out a breaking ball. So every time Kazmir's coming in with an off-speed pitch right into the Giants are making him pay. Let's take a look at that swing of the bat from Posey and look at the height of the changeup right over there, letter high. And that is going to elevate on contact, and look at the reaction from Kazmir. See ya. Number 2 on the year.
So here's Belt. Belt dumped a single into left, and it knocked in the first run for the Giants. Overshift is on for Belt. Dodgers aware that Belt will bunt, so Seager's not playing deep at the shortstop position. Blocked. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, I mean, down 2 runs. I mean, it's not a bad play.
It's not.
But remember, he also has taken Kazmir deep twice. And you do that as a hitter, you think you're going to do it every time you hit against him. Check the runner.
Swing. Ain't gonna miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. Duffy to follow. High and deep into center field. Puig on the move. It is out of here. And just like that, this game is tied. That's why you don't bunt. The heck was I talking about?
Third time he's got him.
Seventh straight game of the home run for the Giants to start out the season. And remember, Belt hit one off of Kershaw yesterday that was caught way out into 421. So that one there had to feel pretty good.
His first home run of the year. That'll put a smile on you.
And Cueto's got to be feeling pretty good right now.
He's feeling really good. And there's the mistake. It's right out over the middle of the plate, mid-thigh. I mean, that is right on a tee for Belt, and he doesn't miss it.
So Duffy will take first.
Take a look at the compact swing, just a real short plant. And for a guy 6'5", I mean, that is a very quick route to the ball, and it's got lots of power. And Giants fans are going to be watching that swing guaranteed through 2021 as he signed an extension yesterday. That man making a play out there.
So here's Crawford. Crawford struck out in the first.
Guy used to hit you. Did you want to steal a base on him?
Yeah. I really wanted to clean the clock on the middle infielder is what I wanted to do. Because that's what they usually did to me. But you can't do that now.
No, that's changed.
Crawford skies this one into center field. So Crawford's retired, and that'll bring up Cueto. Cueto struck out looking in the second.
Well, it is a bunt situation here for Cueto. And the bunt should go down the first base line. Take a look at everybody reacting to the home run off the bat of Belt to tie this game up.
So Cueto at the plate with Duffy at first.
Repeat something we said earlier in the broadcast about the speed that Cueto has. I mean, and that can really put pressure on a team defensively in a bunt situation.
And a bunt. And it is going to roll foul. That's a pretty good idea and a pretty good bunt.
So you do it once, try and do it again.
Into center field, but Peterson's there, and he'll make the catch. 2 home runs for the Giants. Buster Posey, his second of the year, and then Brandon Belt, his first of the year, and this one ties the game. It's bye-bye, baby. It's 5-5.
Ties. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Time now for our Togo's big play the Togo's way. And yesterday, Madison Bumgarner hit a home run off Clayton Kershaw on the bottom of the 2nd. It was the 2nd time that Bumgarner has hit a home run off of Kershaw. Bumgarner became the 15th player all-time to have 2 or more career home runs off Kershaw, the only pitcher. And the only other Giant in that group is Buster Posey, who also has 2 career home runs off Kershaw. And that's our Togo's big play.
Here's Kazmir. You know, you almost have to start thinking about if Bumgarner's not facing Kershaw, put him in the lineup somewhere.
Well, your #1 pinch hitter at least. Well, Bank of America gave away 7,500 Bumgarner hats to kids 14 and under today.
Kazmir is going to strike out, and that'll bring up Utley.
5th strikeout. Like I said, kids under 14. It's rocking it.
This guy's, I'm sorry, he's not under 14.
The guy could buy beer. Been doing it for a while.
Utley is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch, and then he hit a fly ball to right to end the 1st inning. Started the 1st inning and ended it.
Really have to be careful when you pitch this guy down and in, because he'll take that right knee and just lean right into it. Saw him do it to start the game with a breaking ball from Cueto. I mean, he's an old-time, hard-nosed player. His job as the leadoff guy, get on base. He really hasn't hit much leadoff in his career.
Rolled to Belt, but foul.
All those years Utley was in Philadelphia, he was hitting in the #2 slot with Jimmy Rollins, the shortstop, leading off. They were a great 1-2 punch.
Cueto wants a new baseball, or maybe Utley wanted to look at it. Those days are gone. You don't see hitters do that anymore.
Well, any ball that gets hit in the dirt has an opportunity to scuff the baseball, and for a guy like Cueto, I'm sure he knows how to use a scuff to put a little movement on for free. It blows my mind when I see pitchers say that there's a scuff in the ball and they throw it out.
Driven to right, and this one is off the bricks to Pence, who just about had a shot at Utley, but he couldn't pick it up. It'll be a double.
So ownage is ownage. We talked about the guy who had the best numbers lifetime against Cueto coming into this game was Chase Utley. And here they set an outside target. He wanted to backdoor that little slider. It runs middle in, and Utley digs it out in the 2-strike count, puts himself in scoring position. Here he's 1 out. Good at bat.
Here's Seager. Seager singled in the 1st, struck out in the 2nd. Out of play. Turner to follow. It's 5-5. Giants were down 5-0 after 1/2 inning in this game. Out of play again, and it's 0-2.
Now, one thing the Giants are trying to figure out is how much of that inside part of the plate can Seager cover. Remember, he's a tall guy at 6'4", and tall hitters, they have to prove to the league that they can hit the inside pitch.
And this is going to be into center field, and Span's going to play it on a hop. So Utley's going to score, and it's 6-5. So here's Turner. Turner singled in the first and then popped out in the second inning. Eight hits for the Dodgers, the Giants with 6. To left field for Pagan. Pagan will put it away. That's one of those, if you're Johnny Cueto and you see that ball hit in Cincinnati, you worry. Here, not so much.
Ran out of gas.
Be tempting, wouldn't you think, just to maybe push that one guy just a little bit?
Yeah. One guy has that guy right there.
Yeah, just nudge him.
Just a little push.
He might think it's funny.
Well, you and I would enjoy it.
Gonzalez, a sacrifice fly, and then an infield hit. And he skies this one into center field, and this should end the inning. And it does. Pagan's going to lead things off. It's 6-5 LA.
This guy, retired Giant, a great Giant, Jeremy Affeldt, and you're making a big debut with Comcast this week as one of the analysts on our pre and post game shows. I mean, is it hard to get up for this? Are you nervous? Is it like starting a game? Give us some comparisons and analytical work here.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll be nervous. Not yet. I got big shoes to fill with Flannery. I got to try to compete with that guy. So I figure I just wear his ties on air and feel like I'm a part of the gig.
Are you already raiding his closet?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I brought like a suit and 3 shirts, no ties, because I figure I just wear his.
It's kind of funny that you brought up Flan, because we've got a photo, 2 photos we're gonna put up. We have a photo of how Tim Flannery prepares, right, and we have a photo of how Jeremy Affeldt prepares. And I'm sure you've seen this, and I am just really curious how you're gonna explain this. Although yours looks a little more fun. It looks like there might be a tasty beverage in your hand.
Well, you know, I figured it was 11:30. It was close enough to noon, you know, so.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, and the game started. I was celebrating. You know, I was watching so many games with bottles of water and sunflower seeds. I switched it up to guacamole and a good beverage, and I told Flan to leave me his homework and give me his cheat sheets when he leaves.
In all seriousness, you have a pretty big transition here where last year, if you're talking about a player, you're going to say everything good you can. This year, you have to break it down, and at times you're going to have to be critical. How do you feel about broaching that role?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say sorry to every Giant on the team. And, you know, to me, to be honest, sorry, I get a little excited. crowds are contagious. We're good luck. We need to, I basically break it down like this. You leave it over the middle of the plate, he's going to turn and burn. When he turns and burns, he runs slower when he has to turn and burn because he can jog around the bases a little bit.
Clearly, Jeremy's a lucky charm. Dwayne, he just took your home run call away, though. I don't know how you feel about that. Let's get it back to you.
All right. Hey, look, it tied the game. I'm good. And that's the first of the year for Pagan.
This is shaping up to be a classic.
Wow, here's Span. Span is 0 for 2. He'd like to get in the act.
Stay hot, Angel Pagan. What a great start to the season he's having.
Out of play. We're seeing some activity now in the Dodger bullpen.
All right, here's your chance. It is out of here.
One of the best recreations I've ever heard. It's 1-2 to Span.
Pagan's first of the year.
A Denver game. And we're not in Denver. That'll be on Tuesday.
Well, I mean, you've got two confident offenses that have proven to themselves early this year that they can come back in a game. It is surprising considering it's Casimir and Cueto, guys that don't give up a lot of runs as a rule.
Span on the ground. It'll be work for Utley. 1 out.
Now let's take a look at exactly where Angel Pagan's home run went. Left center. 3 rows deep. And a Dodger fan gave it to a Giants fan. And yes, we can all just get along.
We can. Here's Panic. Panic is 0 for 2. Takes a strike.
Yeah, they're working things out.
That wasn't the Giants fan that he gave the ball to, was it?
No, I don't think so. It was just another couple that have a couple of issues to work through.
Different couple. I got you. 2 balls and a strike.
Hey, they say that opposites attract, so there's proof.
Panic taps it foul. It's 2-2.
Now here's the young Dodger fan that found a Giants fan. Thank you. That was the guy.
Yep. 3-2 to Panic.
Let's take a look where it got him. Oh, just underneath the chin of the catcher's mask. And Austin Barnes is going to feel that one. No matter how long they extend that chin, it just always seems to not be enough.
Payoff. On the ground into the hole. Seager on the backhand. His throw is in time.
Nice play.
So here's Buster Posey.
Watch how quickly he plants his lower body and gets off a throw. And in the end, I mean, it really wasn't even close. I mean, that's, if you're going to play shortstop at the big league level, you've got to be able to go to your right, set up quickly, and shoot guys down. And he did it easily.
So Utley, a little pep talk. Scott, keep him in the park.
Yeah, no more hanging changeups.
Posey with a single to right in the first, and then a home run to left in the third. And he pops this one foul down the right field line and out of play. A 6-6 ball game here in the fourth.
Next pitch for Kazmir, number 80. 31 pitches in the first inning after his team gave him a 5-0 lead. And that's the Alan Porter low strike that we've seen a lot of today.
Posey steps out. It's 0-2.
Kazmir shook off 4 signs from Barnes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Here we go. Fastball away.
On the ground to Utley. So Utley will make the play, and that'll end the inning. Pagan's home run ties the game. It's bye-bye baby. It's 6-6.
Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Casino Matrix, Silicon Valley's best bet for gaming, food, and fun 24/7.
A 6-6 ball game as we head to the 5th inning. That's right, 6-6.
Well, meanwhile, out in McCovey Cove,
Yeah, what?
the Free to Be just showed up.
I don't see anybody really smiling, though. Here's Puig. Puig laces the first pitch foul.
That was a loud noise.
It was.
Heads up down there. Glad you brought your gloves. Oh yeah, there's smiles.
What are they watching?
Well, I just think they're checking out the splendor. And they're watching TV.
Yeah, they could be watching themselves. Here's the 0-1 to Puig. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 2.
He threw a changeup and then followed it back up with a fastball, and he was late on it.
On deck is Peterson. Foul back. He came in on his hands one more time.
Great look from behind home plate at the quick step and the quick release and the quick pitch. And he really got that ball in tight.
Foul back. A little bit of an emergency swing.
I mean, he's taken his legs out of the last two pitches just by the way that he quick pitched him in the great location that he had. Now, the previous pitch was a fastball movement moving in. Then he goes away with movement going away.
Going to be out of play right over the Dodger on deck circle.
He's got Puig in the swing mode right now.
Yes, he does. Luis Coleman back down to the bullpen. Puig chases. Posey tags. Strikeout number 6.
Well, the Giants Insider Podcast is live on CSNBayArea.com. You can log in each week as Insider Alex Pavlovich talks baseball with players, coaches, special guests, and more. Giants Insider Podcast with Alex Pavlovich on CSNBayArea.com, also available on iTunes.
So here's Peterson. Peterson is singled and struck out. Cueto struck out 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Giants now with the overshift on for Peterson, and there's a pitch wide, 1 ball and no strikes.
Gamer Babe getting hitched. Something old, something new, something borrowed. Skip the blue.
There's a call strike.
Gamer Babes.
Hey, we got the permission to kiss the bride.
That's nice. You had that in writing?
Yeah.
There it is. Crooked Cat, you may kiss the bride.
1 and 2. Easy. You're in the front row now. Started to go, but held up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Down the left field line, foul. A lot of gloves down that left field line, and ended up in that one.
Mandatory. Bring your glove. Get a ball.
Pitch number 76 for Cueto. Got him.
Change up, down and in. And 2 times now he's got Dodger hitters to go out of the strike zone in the payoff. 7th strikeout for Cueto. Now watch the different types of motions. One is a big abbreviated or a big full turn. He shows you the number, and then he has the quick pitch on the right. And this is in the same sequence of pitches of the same hitter. And really, it's almost like you're hitting against a different guy because the rhythm changes, and it changes for the hitter.
Here's Thompson. Thompson hit a ground ball with the bases loaded past Belt in the first inning and not going to pair, and then he popped out in foul territory with Panic making a nice running catch. Look out. Straightens him up. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I have no idea how he got out of the way of that. That was 94-mile-an-hour fastball according to our gun here at the park. And this is how he throws his pitches. Half the time just about he's going to give you a fastball, and then after that anything goes.
Cueto's going to slow it down, and that's going to give Thompson a base hit. So a 2-out single. And here's Barnes. Attitude?
Yeah. Yeah, and those are not wigs.
Wow, you fooled me.
There's attitude right there. Cannot wander too far off of first base against Cueto. I mean, he's got as quick a move to first base for a right-handed pitcher as there is in the National League. And it always helps if you have a left-handed first baseman, because it just seems that they get that tag on a base runner a lot quicker.
And a call strike. Johnny Cueto with 81 pitches. Nope. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cueto bent over at the waist. Kiki Hernandez has grabbed a bat, so he's in the on-deck circle.
Lewis Coleman is ready. He may have gotten the nod that he's going to pitch the 5th no matter what.
Down the right field line, and that's going to be out of play. It's likely that Cueto and Kazmir will go at each other again on Saturday. Which would mean what? Bumgarner, Kershaw Friday night?
Bumgarner, Kershaw Friday night. We just have to figure that they're going to face each other every time.
And that'll end the inning as Barnes strikes out. For the Giants in this tie game, it'll be Pence, Belt, and Duffy. It's 6-6.
Giants Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Lunardi's Markets. For a location near you, visit lunardis.com or find us on Facebook. Lunardi's, quite simply the best.
6-6 ball game. New pitcher for the Dodgers. It's Lewis Coleman. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Former Kansas City Royal Lewis Coleman, sinker slider guy. But he can get it up there around low 90s. A lot of funkiness to his delivery. Big crossover step.
It's a double switch. Kiki Hernandez goes in to play left field. Swing.
A lot of Coleman's deceptiveness is in his ability to really hide that release point a long time.
Pence on the ground to Utley.
All right, time now for our Ford Ride choice. It was Brandon Belt who had a big swing of the bat, a 2-run shot in a 5-3 ball game, tied the score. For Belt, his first home run of the year, third time that he's taken Casimir deep. Make that our Ford Ride choice. That was a good one.
Here's Belt. Belt with a swing. A single to knock in a run, and then a home run to knock in 2. Overshift is on for Belt. You know, he's thinking about it. But after you hit a home run, you're also thinking about that too. One and 2. Heston back down to the bullpen. Get her going, kid.
Won't take him long. It's pretty economical with how many pitches it takes to get him ready.
Belt fouls it back, so he just got a piece. Down low, 2-2.
That's a good pitch, 1-2. It's a little flat breaking ball, but drop it down towards the back foot of a hitter. You just don't see that ball out of Coleman's hand very early.
So Belt works it to 3-2.
I mean, there's good things and bad things about a big crossover step like Coleman has. The good one is it's deceptive. You don't see it early. The bad one is that you're restricting power. You're losing stuff. I mean, you're taking velocity off your fastball.
And the walk and the no swing. That's what Belt can do. He can work you.
He was down the count. It's a nice at bat.
So here's Duffy. Duffy has been on base twice. And he shortens up to bunt. And he takes high. 1 ball and no strikes.
Doesn't do it a lot, but that's a part of his game. He can drag bunt. He can push it down the first base line. Good hit and run guy.
2-0. Heston's getting loose. Cueto's due to hit after Crawford, who's on deck. We're going to foul out of play. See Gregor Blanco's getting loose. Five nothing. Dodgers led after 1/2 inning. It's now 6-6. Giants have hit 3 home runs in this game. 3-1.
Ooh, just missed. Look at that angle and the break on that slider. It does remind you of Sergio Romo's slider. Just in the way that it performs once it gets up around home plate.
Belt goes, swinging a high fly ball to right. It'll be Puig backpedaling. He'll make the catch, and Belt gets back easily. 2 outs for Crawford. Crawford against Kazmir was 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly ball to center. Crawford just gets underneath this one. Utley is going to move over towards the stands, and he's going to run out of room. It's one that Crawford might like to have back, although maybe it was a hard pitch to keep fair. So Cueto may be in the game, may not be, depending on what Crawford does.
I mean, the way Heston's warming up, you anticipate he's probably coming to the game. However, with Crawford hitting 7th ahead of the pitcher spot's the 8th spot in the lineup, it may be a way that Bochy's trying to get better pitches for Crawford to hit. Could be a deke.
One ball and 1 strike.
And that's the one concern when you move that pitcher up into the 8th spot of the lineup, which Bochy has done a lot of this year and has professed to want to do it a lot this year. Is that 7th hitter is not going to get a lot of protection hitting ahead of a pitcher. Give the illusion you're going to pinch hit for that pitcher, maybe you get better pitches.
Yeah, Crawford's like, well, after the last couple of years, I've graduated. I'm not hitting 8th anymore. I'm hitting 7th, and now the pitcher's hitting 8th. It's the same thing.
But you know what? I mean, he learned how to hit in that 8th spot with no protection from a pitcher. He's had good years, and I think that was one of the considerations Bochy had when he went out the lineup.
Yeah, I don't believe he's ever complained. Let's put it that way.
No. Not that type of player. But it's the National League. One guy is going to have 0 protection. Whoever it is that hits in front of a pitcher. Unless, of course, it's Madison Bumgarner, who's the pitcher. Playo's got a helmet on.
So it's 3-1. And the walk. And it indeed was a deke.
there's always a possibility for a bunt anytime Cueto comes up. We saw early in the game, even with 2 outs. It's a Johnny Cueto bunt situation. The only way you could do that if you're a pitcher, bunt with 2 outs, is if you have speed, and he does.
And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Well, it's good he threw him that breaking ball in the first pitch. At least give him one look at it.
On the ground. Seager on the bare hand, and he throws him out. And a nice play. Through 5 innings here at AT&T Park, it remains 6-6. April 18th through the 21st, it'll be the Giants and the D-backs. The Giants invite all students, alumni, and fans of Stanford to our college night at AT&T Park. Each special event ticket includes a game ticket. And see the Giants take down the D-backs and a limited edition co-branded Stanford College cap. For more information, check it out at sfgiants.com/special events. Six.
Oh yeah, you can't have too many hats on.
Yeah, just add it to that.
Just pile it on.
With that Stanford hat. So Kiki Hernandez is going to bat first. Remember, he came in on the double switch. And a strike, and it's 0-1. On deck is Utley and then Seager. Hit on the ground, it'll be Duffy. And Duffy to Belt, 1 out.
Oh, he got that fastball up the bat nice, right in towards the hand with that two-seam movement.
It's how veteran guys, Mike, pitchers like to play for Bruce Bochy. He's given Cueto a chance to get a decision.
Yeah. So it's all about. I mean, most of your decisions come late in the ball game anyway. Well, that really binds up Hernandez.
So here's Utley. Utley watches the first off-speed pitch go by. 1 ball and no strikes. Giants on the infield play Nutley to pull. Just wide, 2-0. Dodgers and Giants both with days off tomorrow. Dodgers have not been home yet. Utley shoots this one to Crawford, and Crawford's going to make the play.
Had a little funkiness on it. Like he hit it right on the end of the bat, and it kind of cued as it took the one hop towards Brandon Crawford. Kind of came back on him a little bit. He almost overruns it. Two-seam fastball off the end of the bat. Watch this thing kind of come back. Shift got him.
Seager's 2 for 3 as he lines this one to Pagan, and that's going to end the inning. For the Giants, it'll be Pagan, top of the order at 6-6.
Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
A tie ball game, bottom of the 6th. And Angel Pagan will lead it off. You know, I do envy some of our fans when they actually get to eat watching the game.
Like right now?
Yeah, I mean, we don't get to do that. Here's the home run by Pagan that we didn't get the call.
Yeah. Gone. Well, that tied it up, made it a 6-6 ball game, his first home run of the year. Saw Pagan early in spring, and he looked fantastic, in great shape. Had a nice swing going, and he said, I'm going to have a good year this year. My body's healthy. And he got hot early on in spring training, maintained it all through camp, and he's taken a good swing with both the left-handed swing and the right-handed swing into the season. Very determined.
Late call strike, 2-2 to Pagan with Span and then Panic. It's a 6-6 game. And Pagan down the right field line, and that's a fair ball off of archway number 2. He's got to go, and he makes it.
Well,
Home run and now a double for Pagan.
with Puig's arm, I mean, you always have to hold your breath. Didn't want to walk him, challenges a fastball, and just hooks it off the wall in right field. And here's where you have to hold your breath. I mean, he's got such a quick release and a cannon, and he's got a very accurate arm. And the ball comes up, and that little window right there is the reason why he's safe.
But it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back. Down at second base, nobody out. We're in the 6th inning. There's J.P. Howell.
Unique in that he's a left-handed sinker baller. Got a good fastball that will get a lot of ground balls. Not a blazing fastball. Mid to high 80s. Curveball, slider, and a changeup to go with it. Off to a slow start.
Howell may have done that to see if they could spot whether Span was going to bunt or not. I don't know.
Well, you wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it is a bunt situation. Runner at second base. Nobody out. Tie ball game. 6th inning.
Pulled foul. Past Billy Hayes, no balls and 1 strike.
The movement of the fastball from Howell is going to come back into a left-handed hitter. I mean, that's the sink that he has. Good speed with Pagan at second base. Any ground ball to the right side of the infield should be enough to get Pagan over.
He can bunt. He's a good bunter. There's Garcia in the bullpen. One ball and 1 strike. Lifetime for Span against J.P. Howell. He's faced him 5 times. Actually 6 times. He's 2 for 5 with a walk.
Howell, the only lefty in that Dodger bullpen. And he's thinking strikeout. I mean, that's what the situation calls for. If you're on that mound.
1-1 to Denard Span. Two balls and one strike.
You know, it is a strikeout situation, but I think because Hal put so many balls on the ground, if he walked him here and set the force in, I don't think it would really phase him. You can feel that way if you can put the ball on the ground as a pitcher, and he can do that.
It's 2-2.
Good curveball.
Two balls, two strikes. Howell taking a long time, Span waiting patiently. It's jammed as he fights it off into the Giants dugout.
Heads up down there. Ugly finder.
Well, it looked like he was going to catch it, and he thought better of it.
All right, watch it whistling into the Giants dugout.
No.
I mean, that's the ultimate deke if you're sitting behind Belt.
Yeah, that's when you get one right in the eye. Span again goes the other way. This one gets Roberto Kelly's attention, and Jill Victorino will eventually get to this.
All right, Jill. Find a friend. Go get your helmet. Here we go. That a bit.
Jill's like Gary Matthews. Remember, he used to flip his helmet off when he started to run?
Every time.
Two and two. Foul again.
A battle going on here. I mean, I don't know if Span has hit the ball close to the sweet spot. I mean, he's put a bunch of marks on that bat, but none of them are really right there. The heart of the sweet spot. Some up around the label, some off the end of the bat. And with Hal, you get a lot of late movement on everything he features.
Hits this one up the middle. And Utley throws the best changeup we've seen and Span's aboard.
That's a heck of an at-bat right there.
I'd say you're in that one. Everybody's safe. First and third, and panic's coming up.
Oh, right over the glove as Hal tries to come back. He goes on the ground, and Utley knew he was going to have to do or die with the speed of Span.
Yeah, he's better off just eating that one. So a base hit for Span.
Garcia finishing up his throws. He's thinking about the on-deck hitter, Buster Posey.
Panic lifetime against J.P. Howell is 3 for 3. So Barnes in front of home plate, running through some signs. It's a 6-6 game, and we're in the 6th. outside 1-0.
Best arm in the Dodger outfield's in right field with Puig.
Joe Panik today is 0 for 3. And he rolls this one foul. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I mean, it is a challenge for Panik. I mean, the situation says we need a fly ball deep enough to score Pagan. It doesn't have to be that deep with Pagan's speed at third. But trying to elevate and get a ball in the air off Howell's not that easy.
Left center field. Peterson, is he going to get it? He will not. It flattens out. Pagan scores. Here comes Span. He is going to be safe at the plate. Panik with a double, the knock in a pair, and the Giants take the lead.
And for Joe Panik, job well done. And not only does he get the fly ball, but he sails it over the head of Jock Peterson. That's not an easy thing to do either. And tip your cap to Roberto Kelly for sending home Span, and the Giants lead by 2.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back.
Taking on the Spurs today at 4 p.m. Pregame live at 3 p.m. You'll see it on CSN Plus. The Warriors are chasing history as they try to beat the Spurs in San Antonio. The game is on CSN Plus. Log on to csnbayarea.com for channel locations in your area.
And if they want the record for most wins in a season, they got to win tonight, and then they got to win their final game against Memphis. I'm sure that's not news for everybody, but it'd be fun for them to get it. As Posey is going to face Garcia.
Take a look at the numbers. 4 times he's come in. Off to a little bit of a slow start. 5 hits in 2 2/3. He's a sinker baller. Low to mid 90s with sink. He's got a hard slider and a split.
And the pitch to Posey is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Buster today is make that 2 for 3, a single and a home run. And he wraps this one on the ground to Utley. It will be a productive out. His Panic goes to third, and Pence is coming up. Pence has only faced Garcia twice in his career. He's 0 for 2. Now the Dodgers have to pull the infield in. And a first pitch strike.
Hike those pants up. Makes you faster.
No swing on the appeal. It's a ball and a strike. Foul back. One and two to Pence. Pence with a mighty rip and another foul back.
Just catch a piece to stay alive as Garcia is trying to strike him out.
By the way, for J.P. Howell, he's allowed 6 hits in the series as he's faced 6 hitters.
Rough start.
Pence drives it to right. Puig Black. Puig's going to make the catch. And coming in to score is Panic. Nice at bat.
And to do it a 2-strike count, indeed it is. And he gets the job done. Ball in the air, deep enough to score Panic, and he could have crawled in. Good baseball. And on the back end of this, a very, very nice defensive play from Puig. Puig just doesn't think there's a throw he can't make. Falling backwards from the warning track, not a problem. Just I'm dumb going for it.
Here's Belt. Belt hit a 2-run home run off of Kazmir in the 3rd to tie the game. Giants now lead 9-6. 1 ball and 1 strike. Duffy to follow. Overshift is on. And Belt on a check swing rolls it foul. 1 and 2. Foul back. Also for J.P. Howell, he's allowed 6 runs in this series. That's a reliever's nightmare. It takes a while now to get that ERA back.
Yeah, like 2 months.
Belt skies it into center field for Peterson. And that'll end the inning. Giants score 3 times. It's 9-6 Giants. Here's our Toyota game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Utley's got a hit in 3 at-bats, hit by a pitch. It was, remember, 5-0 after 1/2 inning. Giants have crawled back with the help of 3 home runs, Posey, Belt, and Pagan, and a big double by Joe Panik in the 6th inning to add on. So Cueto now has got a chance to pick up a win as he pitches here in the 7th. And he'll have to face the beef. The first being Justin Turner. 91 pitches for Cueto.
But he's got something he hadn't had all day, and that's the lead.
And a strike to Turner. Turner with an RBI base hit in the 1st. This is hit to 3rd and foul. He's popped out and he's flied out. Once to center, once to left. Cueto gets a new baseball from Alan Porter. And the 0-2 into center field, right at Span. 1 out.
One of the hardest things to do if you're a starting pitcher is to keep your concentration in a game where you have a big inning go against you early in the game. And for Cueto, who had a 5-run first, I mean, it could take your concentration completely out of the ballpark. He has absolutely persevered. I mean, you just watch him, you couldn't even tell that he was behind.
Well, I think you made a good point in that 1st inning, as this is hit on the ground into left field, a base hit, and the importance of the Giants scoring a couple of runs, making it 5-2 before Cueto went back out again.
It just brings momentum back into your dugout, and you know, teammates can look at him and say, "You hold them right there. We'll score this and tie this game." And I'm sure somebody did. And really, he has done his part since that 1st inning.
He walked Puig in the 1st, and then he struck him out of the 2nd and in the 5th. Here he pops him up. It'll be Panik.
Well, the D-backs are going to be right here at AT&T Park, April 18th through the 21st, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all 3 games at 7:15, and then a Thursday, 12:45 p.m. start. Day baseball in the city. You want tickets? Go to sfgiants.com/tickets.
Here's Peterson. Peterson singled in the 1st. And then Cueto struck him out the last 2 times.
Corey Guerin heading down the Giants pen to join Hunter or replace Hunter Strickland. They've sat him down.
So it's 2-0 to Peterson. Charlie Culberson is in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, she got one of those Madison Bumgarner hats today. So did her brother.
2-0 to Peterson. And the
last thing he wants to do is walk anybody here with a 3-run lead.
This pitch will be 100. 3 balls and 1 strike. Mighty cut and a foul back, 3-2. That was a challenge.
Well, that's how you use a 3-0 lead or a 3-run lead. You make him swing the bat in a 3-1 count, even with a guy with power who could knock it out of here very quickly. You just don't want to walk Peterson and bring the tie and run up, so you challenge. Saw the reaction from Cueto. He set the target in the inside corner. He tries a two-seam a bit inside, perhaps a bit high. Would have been a pitcher strike.
So Micah Johnson is going to pinch hit. Johnson last year with the White Sox. You see his numbers.
It's a vote of confidence right here. This Bochy allowing Cueto to go ahead and work.
And a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1.
Seen a lot more low strikes tonight, or today rather, with Alan Porter, the plate umpire, than high strikes, and that's his reputation. That's not a surprise.
Pagan moving over, and that's going to end the inning. Johnson hit it well. Cueto's going to love it here.
Yes, he is.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Giants with a 9-6 lead over the Los Angeles Dodgers, and it is time for your healthy dose of goodness. It's brought to you by Eric's Deli Cafe. And what makes you feel better than Little League Day? Right here at AT&T Park, it's an annual occurrence. About 2,000 kids showed up to AT&T Park today, and they had a chance to do Q&As with Giants coaches and players, including Sean Dunston, Hunter Strickland, and Chris Heston. It's also Heston's birthday. Happy birthday. Best question I heard to Hunter Strickland, gentlemen. When did you find out you got drafted? He said, oh, I was on top of a roof building a house with my dad. Got the call, said thank you, told my dad, he said good job, now get back to building that house. Gentlemen.
Well, that's your dad. That's what he's supposed to say.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. And there's Joe Blanton.
Blanton coming in now. It was Blanton who sent everybody home happy in game 2 of this series when Brandon Crawford hit a first pitch at the bottom of the 10th inning off him over the wall in left field for a walk-off home run. Blanton, a veteran, been around a while. I'll give you a 90-ish fastball with a high 3/4 short arm relief. He gets it on you quicker, so his fastball appears a little faster than it actually is because of the arm action. Control specialist, 2 types of fastball, curveball, slider, changeup, and he can paint you on both sides of the plate. Always has had a very nice feel of the strike zone. Johnny Cueto, 7 solid after a rough first inning. Really settled down, and he has a chance to get a win in this ball game as he hands the ball to the bullpen.
It'll be Duffy to lead things off. Duffy's 1 for 2. Crawford to follow, and then a pinch hitter, we think. Swing, you're going to miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Duffy skies it into left center field. Peterson on the move. He's not going to get it. And Duffy opens up the bottom of the 7th with a double.
Take a look at the location. They want it away. It goes middle in, just completely the opposite side of the plate of the intended pitch. And there's Duffy taking advantage of the mistake. You can tell off the crack of the bat it had the sound, and Jock Peterson no chance. So Duffy opens it up with a leadoff double.
Here's Crawford. Crawford is 0 for 2 with a walk. And he shoots this one right at Utley, and this is going to be a double play. Well, you can't wander off too far. Remember, the shortstop's momentum is going to where the ball was hit, so he's going to get to the bag very quickly.
Plus, they're playing Seager pretty close to the bag anyway. You take 1/2 lean towards third, which Duffy did, and that was it. He had no chance to get back.
So Ehire Adrianza is going to hit. Adrianza hit a home run in the game yesterday off of Kershaw. And he takes a strike. Pagan to follow. Little flip job to left, and Hernandez is there to make the catch. 6-pitch inning, 8th inning coming up. Romo coming in. Some of the highlights of this game where the Giants are leading 9-6. Romo comes in and he's facing Austin Barnes. This is the 8th. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
The numbers for Romo, 4th time he's come into a ball game. No 3/4 release, 2 types of fastballs, slider, changeup.
There's a strike.
Perfect location behind the count 1-0. Josh Osich throwing in the Giants bullpen.
Down the left field line, but just short of that sidewall, and Pagan getting there a little late. It's 1-2.
See how Bruce Bochy's thinking. You got 2 right-handed hitters here at the bottom of the lineup with Barnes and the on-deck hitter Kike Hernandez. And then the top of the lineup flips over and you got Utley the lefty and Seager the lefty, which is why Osich is down there cranking it up.
Barnes did not offer 2-2.
Good teaser.
Someone's going to go out there again. Barnes spit at it. It's 3-2.
I mean, that's a perfect 2-2 pitch, and you're really at the tip of your hat to Barnes to be able to take that no dot slider. Not a lot of guys can. So now Romo's got to come to him.
More work for Denard Span. And here's Hernandez.
Well, San Francisco Giants baseball is live with the MLB.com @bat app. Stay connected all season with radio broadcasts, video highlights, stats, and news, and much, much more. All kinds of good things. Download MLB.com @bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your smartphone and your tablet.
That's right. Get that done. We would not lead you astray on that one.
I don't know what we'd do without it.
Got the Cubs game on right now. Cubs and D-backs. I want to know to Hernandez. Two balls and no strikes.
No, says John Tumpane, the first base umpire. Bruce Bochy will beg to differ.
I think he would. And a big healthy rip and a foul back.
Perfect location with the slider. And now a chance to just sort of widen that slider out a little bit. And Hernandez will chase.
Two balls, two strikes. Another good take.
So once again, a 3-2 count. Romo takes his walk and knows he's got to challenge here with that 3-run lead. It's the beauty of a 3-run lead.
And he walked it. Romo will not be happy about that. He is not a guy that walks people. So Osich is coming in. Giants with a 3-run lead. We are in the 8th, and we will be back.
Go ahead to Colorado tomorrow, and you can see game 1 of the series from Coors Field in Denver Tuesday at 5:30 on CSN Bay Area, with Giants pregame live at 5 p.m. plus complete pre and post game coverage with Giants insider Alex Pavlovich at csnbayarea.com. The home of the authentic Giants fan is CSN. It will be Jeff Samardzija on the hill Tuesday night against the right-hander Tyler Chatwood for the Rockies. So join us if you would.
So here's Utley.
Take a look at the numbers for Josh Osich. 5th game that he has come into. 4 strikeouts in 3 2/3. Mid to high 90s with a fastball, hard slider, and a changeup.
Here's Utley. So the game on Tuesday, right? You just said it's the Rockies.
Yeah.
Well, they got a shortstop by the name of Trevor Story, who hit his 7th home run of the year today.
Wow. As a rookie.
Yeah, he's got about 7 days in the big leagues, and he's got 7 home runs. Two balls and no strikes.
And right now, Josh Osich has to throw a strike.
Actually, Mike, he's got 6 days in the big leagues.
7 home runs in 6 days.
He went right after Utley 2-0 at 94, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
And Utley was looking for it, and he's in the driver's seat at 2-0 count. He knows Osich has to come in there. Nice play by our gentleman who brought his glove. Hit a bib. Hit a bib. Hit a bib.
Two and two.
Calm it down, be in control, and then he calls a changeup.
And a full count.
Osich has not shown the Giants the same type of command that he had last year when he got called up. He had a couple times in spring training where he really struggled a little bit with his command.
And that foul got Buster Posey. Probably got him on the toe.
Is it toe or knee? Let's take a look at two-seam fastball. Yep, you're right. Side of the foot. Catchers.
Unbelievable.
I mean, you get hit in the foot as a hitter. I mean, a lot of times you at least get a reward and you get to go to first base. But as a catcher, all you get to do is put your mask back on and get back in the squad. It's all part of the job description. You just don't. You just hope you don't get another one right away in the same spot.
Getting 3-2. Get out to Pence. 2 outs. Nice comeback.
You're right. I mean, he was down the count 2-0.
So here's Seager. Seager's got a couple of hits, a couple of singles. And he taps this one right back to where it came from, and that's going to end the inning. Osich comes in and does a very nice job. Pagan's going to lead things off. Giants still leading.
Warriors basketball coverage of the Warriors Spurs game is coming up next and available right now on CSN Plus, which can be found on Comcast channels 105, Dish channel 440, AT&T channel 770, DirecTV 6961. If you can't find CSN Plus, log on to csnbayarea.com or call your local cable provider.
Here's Pagan.
Go Dubs.
Yeah, he's got the spirit. Pagan, little pop up to left for Hernandez. Pagan's had a really nice day. He homered in the 4th, and then he opened up the 6th in a tie game with a double. Here's Span.
Giants need to get Span going.
Had an infield hit in the 6th. He's 1 for 4. Fouls this one out of play.
Oh yeah, lots of smiles in that section.
Low, 2 balls and a strike. Two and two. Foul at home plate. It remains 2 and 2.
Giants a day off tomorrow, then it's on to Coors Field. So if you're kind of hitting under 200 where Span is right now, he's headed to a place that has lots of hits in it.
Pokes at this one to stay alive. Nice catch. That guy caught it. Instead of giving it to his date or his wife, he gave it to a little kid.
Oh, even better yet.
Span up the middle, and he's got a base hit. He got jammed, but he got just enough of it to get through. So he's aboard, and that'll bring up Joe Panik.
Yeah, nice 2-strike at bat right there. Dude, you're on TV.
Yeah.
You're a hero. You see that a lot in this ballpark. Fans give the souvenir to the kids. I love it.
This guy, the guy behind him didn't get it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just part of the rivalry. That's it.
It's just part of it. We make no apologies.
And I got to play.
They're ready. They had a chance early in the game. Didn't quite make it, but they have not lost their enthusiasm.
Well, the old man dropped it.
Yeah. Didn't bring his glove.
Very close.
It's a good move. Joe Blanton always has been quick to first base.
Now Gonzalez wants him to look at it in the dugout.
I'm not seeing it. Not from that angle anyway. I mean, Gonzalez had a pretty good look and a pretty good feel of it. Bob Guerin saying no.
Panik lifts one out to Peterson. 2 outs. And here's Buster Posey. Some Casilla getting loose.
Well, if the score stays the way it is, it will be a save opportunity for him. And I think if you've had a blow and save like he had in last night's ball game, you want to get back on the horse, and the best way to do it is with a 3-run lead.
This was the home run for Buster in the 3rd.
That was an 0-1 changeup that Kazmir left out over the plate above the letters. And Kazmir knew it as soon as it came off the bat of Posey.
Just outside for a ball. Giants with 12 hits in this game. The Dodgers with 10. They had 5 in the first inning. Here's a strike.
Every team that has had the lead early in the game in this series has lost it.
Posey on the line. Dug out in a 4-set second, and that'll end the inning. So we'll head to the 9th. It's 9-6 Giants.
The Giants trailed 5-0 today in the bottom of the first inning. The last win at home versus the Dodgers after trailing by 5 or more runs happened in September of 1989. The Giants overcame a 7-run deficit to go on and win that ball game 8-7. And the last Giants pitcher to allow 5 runs in the first inning and get a win was Ryan Jensen. He did it June of 2002 against the Padres, and Cueto has a chance to be a guy that can do that very same thing today if the Giants can bring this one home.
It's Santiago Casilla now on to pitch, and he'll be facing Turner, Gonzalez, and Puig.
For Casilla, he's had 2 save opportunities. He's capitalized on one. He could not do it last night, so, or in yesterday's ball game, I should say.
And a strike to Turner. Turner with a foul back. 9-6 Giants here in the ninth. Out of play. Day off tomorrow. We'll be having dinner tomorrow night on who?
Mario Alioto going to be in Denver, celebrating the start of the season. Mario, a senior executive vice president with the Giants.
So does that mean we go for the more expensive wine?
No question.
We go for the. Hey, do you have a list maybe in the back that you hand out to special guests?
Yeah, do you have a private reserve list?
That's what we're talking about. The belt. 1 out. Here's Gonzalez. Gonzalez has a couple of hits.
We say that a lot about Gonzalez.
He's got 12 hits on the season already in 28 at bats. And a strike from Casilla, and it's 0-1. Strike one is always a good thing for Santiago Casilla.
Yeah, it just seems to relax him. Tried to throw a changeup after that fastball, a bit low. Yasiel Puig on deck.
Swing. They're going to miss 1 and 2.
Good curveball. And that's the thing about Casilla, man. He's got 4 good pitches he'll throw at you. It's almost like facing a starter in a closer role. Trying to go front door with a 2-seam fastball at 94.
Got him. Gonzalez, you can see what he's thinking. Please don't call it, please. Two outs, and here's Puig.
Well, we've seen it called a lot today. The strike zone has been wide on both sides of the plate. It's been a low zone. It's been what you get from Alan Porter. I mean, Adrian Gonzalez finding out the hard way.
Puig is 0 for 3. He drew a walk in the first. On the ground, foul. The ball's in 1 strike. Hit out to left for Pagan, and this should do it. And that's the ball game. Giants take 3 out of 4 for the Dodgers. So they had a good series.
Well, in a very impressive way, especially being down 5-0. I mean, historically, that just doesn't happen a lot, and it was a great series, a great first homestand.
Cueto's going to get the win, and the Giants are going to beat the Dodgers this afternoon by a final of 9-6. For Amy G and for my partner Mike Krupko, I'm Glenn Kuiper. The Warriors are taking on the Spurs, so let's take you to our CSN Bay Area studios for this update.